We are live. We are live. We are live. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good, man.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yep, couldn't wait for Wednesday.
That's what's up. And of course, I always got to give old Super Dave
Yep.
a shout out over there. Super Dave, come on with that report, man. I know you've been out there. I know you've been out there. Any of you guys that need to get in contact with Limits Tackle, here's his
Yep. Email.
email, or you can hit him up on Facebook.
Yep.
And Super Dave drops the links right here. And also, if you would like to contact me to jump on the boat with me and get out there and see what I do to fish one of the toughest lakes in Texas, Old Lake Houston, and see what has to happen to catch these crappie when the times are tough. Give me a shout right there. You can hit me on my business line or a email. Slick say, let's talk crappie.
Yep.
There's Ant. Hey, I know you've been out. What you been doing up there? What y'all's water looking like?
It's looking good. Went out day before yesterday. Yesterday. Water was
Uh huh.
69 degrees when I got there.
Wow.
I think it was 11. I think I went out 11 or 12. So it
Uh
was
huh.
probably 67 in the morning.
Yeah. What y'all's air? So y'all air temp in the low 50s or something?
Today was 78. The
Oh,
high.
that's the high.
Yeah.
Okay. What's y'all's overnight low?
I don't know. I think it's in the 50s.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, we was 58 down here this morning. It felt really
Yep.
good.
But next week the high is in the 50s, so it's going to drop
Oh
even more.
wow.
Yep.
I hope some of it make it down here.
Yeah.
I hope some of it make it down here.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out
Yes.
tomorrow.
Yeah. If we can get a streak of good cold weather, I mean, not it ain't got we don't get no snow or nothing like that down here, but if we can get temps to highs in the low 70s, maybe high 60s, man, it would help our bite so much more. And what I've seen the past, I don't know, 6 weeks or so since it's been back hot, man. For a while there before that, I was saying, man, Lake Houston's really came around. Man, everywhere I went, there was, I'd catch a fish, turn my trolling motor, bam, there's my next target. Catch that fish, turn my trolling motor a little bit, bam, there's my next target. But it had gotten so bad, especially after that all that rain that we got down here. We had like 5.5 inches on the lake, and it's chocolate up the water, especially in the East Fork. It's the normal, what used to be normal Lake Houston color, but those fish seem to not like it.
Hmm.
And man, I searched high and low, 2 foot of water, flats, you name it, channel edges, and it was just really tough to find any areas that had a decent concentration of fish. I mean, it was catch one here and having to troll 100 yards or so before I see my next fish. And I mean, you could, if you stuck with it, you could put a good sack of fish together. But man, it makes it so tough.
Yeah.
It's really tough when it's like that. But I'll be back out there pretty soon, and hoping that's changed. Hopefully the water temps down a little bit. I seen Jr. He posted a report yesterday. I think that the water temp was got up to 74.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he was even saying that. And I even seen that. Past couple of days I've been out on Conroe, and the bite on Conroe has been really good, really good. But it just like with Lake Houston, man. When that sun get up, man, those fish they go and hide.
Hmm.
And if you're not really paying attention to up under the structure, up under the stump, or whatever it is that you're fishing, uh, it's been really tough. But the bite, if you can get the jig to the fish on Lake Conroe, you catch them. But I will tell you this, man. I want to show you guys a picture. Any of you guys that are getting into LiveScope, haven't had it installed yet, man, I'm gonna tell you, Find you somebody that really knows what they're doing. Uh, I had Mr. Keys on the boat today, and I took pictures of he just bought a new to him nitro, and getting it all fixed up and put brakes on it, got LiveScope on it, brand new troll motor, Gorman troll motor. But the guy he had that installed his transducer, man, uh, I'm gonna put this. Will it stay like that? Nope. I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to do it upright. So I'm gonna see if I can get that close. Tell me, how can that transducer read anything? Look at the angle of that transducer. I mean, he got it pointing directly towards that troll motor. And I had supposed to been doing his install, but at, he's in the chat now. I told you I was gonna put it up there. But if you're gonna get somebody to install your live scope, man, be for sure that they are reputable and know a little bit of something about about live scope. That big 300. Yep.
Yep, yep. My back
I had to
wallpaper.
I had to look at that for a minute before I understand what he was talking about. Yes, sir. But man, I'm gonna tell you, and another thing too. Now, I see a lot of guys, they're really proud of their install. Zip ties is an awesome way to organize your wiring, but I will tell you this: if you have an issue with your unit, and what's bad about zip ties is as they heat up, cool off, heat up, cool off, heat up, cool off, they shrink. So they put added pressure on your wiring. Now I haven't heard of anybody that had their warranty voided, but it's in the instructions. It's in the install instructions from Gorman that you should not use zip ties on any of the cables. And I see so many installs. I mean, a ton of installs, and they got 1,000 zip ties everywhere. But Gorman recommends that you just use electrical tape. And if you got somebody that's know how to do an install, you can actually put that tape on there to as you overlap it and make it look like a grommet that's around the cable. So be careful who you pick to do your installs, because in the long run, I mean, I'm gonna take care of him regardless, make sure everything is right. But guys, you pay a lot of money for this stuff. I mean, a lot of money, and you want to get it. You want to get it installed correctly, because if I'd hate to say if something did go wrong with your unit and you have to send it back to Gorman, and they see those marks from those zip ties and they void your warranty, and then you'll have to buy all your stuff over. There's Torque. What's going on, man?
Or
Man,
what's happening?
I've been pounding on your crappie out there, man. I've been too tired when I get in. I'll post my report tomorrow, probably tomorrow evening sometimes. But it's been a really good bite on Conroe. There's Todd. What's going on, my man?
Hey, Todd.
Squiddo.
Squiddo.
Yes, sir. So what colors are hot up there for you guys now, Steve?
I've been using what I used.
Oh, use that platinum. That
Yeah,
platinum, right?
in a regular gray, a platinum, and a platinum with some blue flake in it.
Oh, okay.
Basically
Okay.
natural colors.
Yeah, yeah.
I was on a black and chartreuse for another lake, but the other one wanted more natural, and I had it on there, and I just kept it. If it worked, I just left it on there.
Huh. Big Leg says that's a beast behind him.
Oh yeah.
BRTP.
BRTP.
Yep, that's right.
Yep.
Without a doubt. Look, he laughing. He laughing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Hey, it was a few fish today that even the big fish of the day. Uh, man, it was. It's crazy how deep into the structure, the little bitty cracks that these fish will dig into, and man, I'm gonna tell you, I seen that fish. I was like, oh, that's a good one. And I was like, hey, let me drop on this fish. It was a tight spot, man. It was a tree like this and a tree like this, and right there in between it, in between the tree that's standing up and the one that's leaning up against it right there, you can see that big old blob just sitting right there. And the wind again, they predicted 5-mile-an-hour winds, and it was decent this morning. Uh, but as the day went on, man, and it was south, east, west. I mean, north. And but when it decided to go north, man, that wind really picked up today. But JR say he used Velcro wire ties,
Okay.
Velcro wire
Yep.
ties, or wire wrap.
Yeah. Yeah. They got so much different kinds now.
Yeah, yeah. Hutch, what's going on, my man?
Yeah. I just buy a 6-pack roll of electrical tape, the good stuff, 3M.
Yeah, Mr. Big.
Big. What's up, man?
Torque say, yep. I ain't gonna say it's on fire. I'll tell you what. The other day, man, we put some fish in the boat too. Man, my clients they had a blast out there, and man, I will tell you this: if you're not careful, you'll get locked because they'll bite really good on the color, and then you'll have if you don't change, you have a lot of fish just come up there and turn away. And that it's a little hand tie that I don't have one. I will show you guys, but I don't have one. It's in my boat. But it's a little hand tie that I've been using early. But after that, I've been going to a limits tackle lemon lime. And what's crazy about that, 1 second they'll want the short body or the green body, short tail. You get to the next pile, they'll prefer that the top bottom
Huh.
lemon lime, the split body.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. But I will tell you this, and I know Mr. Keys can attest to that. Uh, those fish they want different colors. It's not
Right.
about action or not. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, I tried today, and when they say I don't want that color, that's what they mean. Slick say for y'all to hit that thumbs up. I'd
Yep.
really appreciate it. Appreciate it, Slick, reminding everybody. Devon says loving this fall bite compared to the summer bite, finding bigger fish for sure. They are definitely a lot thicker, and they're man. If you catch the right day, they are feeding pretty decent too. What about Velcro strips around your cables? As long as it's something that don't shrink and don't leave marks on your cable. As long as it don't shrink and don't leave marks on your cable. Joey says as long as you don't have too much pressure on your cable, it should be fine. I use electrical tape on mine. Yep. Good evening, Mr. Joey. And that's what
Hey, Joey.
That's what Gorman recommends is just using electrical tape. Craig says no fishing here. Cold, rain, and windy. Hard
Man.
frost this morning.
Hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be in the 40s in the morning. 47 here.
Cool, cool.
Then Thursday, Friday morning, 40 degrees.
Yeah, cool. Torque says, well, Bayou Pigeon say it's been biting good over there.
Cool.
He said on fire for me.
Yeah.
I tell you what, it's been a good bite. And what I like about it is when you find the depth and the type of structure that they're on, you can pretty much look for that type and that depth and be on them really well. and that's called a pattern. Once they're on a pattern right now. So once you find that pattern, you're good to go. From what I've seen. But I'll post my reports tomorrow. You guys are on Facebook. I'll put it on Facebook. But it's been a really good bite. Anywhere from, I don't know, about 15 to 20 foot of water. It's been really good. One day I'll go and they're on the timber better, and the next day it seemed like the piles do better. So it's all about searching for what you want, staying on the move, and feed them what they want. That's what it's about. Yes,
21
sir.
thumbs up.
I don't get to see that. I go on here through
Yeah.
StreamYard. So,
Yeah, I had to do it on my phone.
oh, okay, that's what's up. Yeah, I can't wait to get back in the woods, man. I got to redeem myself. I got to redeem myself. But got gotta got to get these trips down. Uh, and I'll tell you what. One thing that I seen today is I was talking about that wind changing directions, man. It can make it really tough because as we always say, boat control is number one if you live scope it. Even if you got a marker buoy out there and you're fishing some structure, boat control is still number one.
Yep.
And it all depends on where those fish stage up on that structure as to where your boat needs to be to present that jig. Get the jig to the fish first, and then give the right presentation. Me and Mr. Keys today, it was pretty much a educational trip, even though he did wind up with his full limit. It was an educational trip on boat control, how to use your live scope, how to get your jig to the fish, the action you give, rod work. A lot of people don't talk about that because everybody talk about boat control, but you got to have rod control too, be able to get that jig down there and give it the right action. And I'm gonna tell you now that you can use minnows and probably get away with not having to worry about giving it the right action. I seen in Jr's post the other day that he's been using a few minnows here and there on Lake Houston, and he was telling me that or in his report he said that the fish were even really finicky towards the minnows. They followed up and then turn away. So sometimes it's just like Joey went out on a trip with me one day last week, and we had to change presentations 3 times while we were out there.
Hmm.
Once 1 second they wanted the jig sitting still. 1 second you raised up a foot to stop, and they come and hit it. And the next second, if you stop that jig, they just turn away.
Hmm.
It was crazy. Yep. Craig, so you used the board yet?
No, not yet, Craig. I did some ribs last night too, and I should have, but I'm gonna wait for that next brisket.
Crappie bullies say he been catching hogs in 40 to 50 foot deep in Arizona. I bet you that water's gin clear too.
Yeah.
It has to be gin clear for those fish to be down there that deep. So what's the speaking of fishing deep, Steve? I know
Yeah.
you've seen fish on Lake Fork
Yeah.
that are pretty deep. Is
50
the
foot.
water clarity pretty
No,
clean
same
then,
thing.
or
It's like an
it's
oil
the
color.
same oily
Yep.
looking
Yep.
sort of
Yep.
brownish color?
Yep. I don't know
What do you?
how it is 50 foot down, but I would think the
Yeah.
same thing.
What do you think in depth? How far can you see your jig? What's the visibility?
Probably a foot, maybe.
Okay, that's still
Yeah.
pretty decent.
Yeah. It all depends on rains. That's all mid lake, so the rains kind of don't affect it as much.
Right. Devon say he caught 11, just one off a jig. Oh, really? Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I noticed the last couple trips, if I kept that jig away probably a foot, If you get any closer, they'll come up and look at it and turn away. If you keep it away from them, you'll catch them
Come
more.
and hit it.
Yep.
Yeah. Huh. Are you having to give it any action, or you just letting
Nope.
it sit there?
That's just sit it. Yep.
Dead sticking.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, because once they get close and see what it is, they're like, "Oh, you ain't fooling me."
That's right. Yep. Yep. You got that right, Jr. You got that right.
Oh yeah.
Joey said, I found my best fish yesterday on timber, but I think they shifted to piles and buried about 11 a.m. Yeah, that's what I've been seeing out there. I noticed they were putting on weight and
Oh,
thick too.
cool.
Yep. Good fillets. Yes, sir. Craig, I've been out. Actually, I set one. It really wasn't a hunt. I wasn't cleaned up or anything. I did some work and just said it. I had some extra time. I set it in the stand. Had a couple of doe come in. Had a hog that I thought was going to come in, but he stayed out about 50 yards. I was bow hunting, so I didn't want to shoot the does. I always take my a doe during muzzleloader season.
Mm,
But yeah, I like to keep my does around because the does are what bring those big boys in.
right.
So I usually wait until after I get my buck before I shoot any doe. And I've set a couple times here a week or so ago and had a mishap on a shot, but hey, it still hurt my heart. But I didn't find the deer.
Right. No, Craig, and they're not in yet. Next week, I get my sliding brackets in Friday. So, but I test fitted everything yesterday and took some measurements. So, look for it next
Yeah,
week.
yes, sir. That's what's up.
We're in
But I don't.
Arizona. I think he fishes Lake Pleasant.
Yeah. Oh, in Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crappie bully.
Yeah, I used to fish it when I lived over there.
Oh, that's right. You did live in
Yeah.
Arizona. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much line you still got? You still got a lot of line?
Yeah, I have a
Fishing
lot.
line?
Yep. Yep. I got
Yeah.
10, 15, and 20 pound.
Yeah. Any of
Green,
you guys that
green and
that
chartreuse.
that are in the market, I will tell you this. I don't mention Mad Braid a lot, but it's a decent line. And Steve got a good supply over there,
Yeah.
man. So y'all,
Yeah, I got
I will tell you this. I will tell you this. If you're gonna put it on a jigging rod, a long rod, use the 20 pound because it assists in preventing rod tip wrap. And I'm gonna tell you, any of you guys, there's a lot of people that won't use braid because of that. But if you go with at least a 20 pound test, it helps prevent that. If you're gonna put it on a casting rod, the 10 or you got 10 too, right?
yeah.
The
I
10
think
and the
yeah, I think I
15.
yeah, I got
The
10.
10, yeah, the 10 works better than the 15. Yeah, I know it does because I got 10 and 15.
Mhm.
Yeah, the 10 works better than the 15 because it casts a lot better.
Mm.
And I like the 10 a lot better on a casting rod. But it's some really good line.
Mm.
I don't have any issues with it, even though I don't mention them a whole lot. But it is a pretty good line. And it's coming up on time for smelly jelly.
Yep. Yep.
If we could get some cold weather, the
Yeah.
smelly jelly is getting ready to be on. And you still got
Yeah.
quite
Yep.
a bit of that.
Yep. I got the bait fish and the garlic.
Okay, the garlic
Basically,
is the one
basically
that
shad. Yeah.
yeah,
Natural shad.
yeah. Yes, sir. Joey says, "What knot do you recommend to join your braid and mono leader?" I always use the
That uni knot.
no, it's
All
the
bright. All bright.
Albright.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
All
the
bright.
Albright.
Yep.
It sounds like Mr. Keys has put some of that fresh, never frozen on his plate.
Oh, cool.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Steve don't sell the 20. You mean the 20 pound braid? Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Yeah. I do. Yeah. Yeah. I got 20.
There's Danny.
Danny, what's happening? I even got some 20 canine.
Oh,
Some
okay,
people
I've
like
never
K9.
used
Yeah,
K9. Is it pretty good
yeah,
too?
it's pretty good. Yeah.
Okay. Craig said I saw a buck mounted doe yesterday while out checking cows. He didn't even care I was. It's that time of year, man. It's just that time of year. Joe, I have a tool that helps me tie them together. Uh-oh.
Oh yeah,
That Albright,
I had one of them.
yeah, that Albright, it's back when used to saltwater fish and wade fish and all of that. I've used a leader. I've used braid for several years, and I'm talking about, man, it's probably, I almost want to say 20, 22, 25 years ago. Maybe 2018 or 20 years. I'll go that route. But I used to wade fish quite a bit, and I wanted if I broke off or needed to tie another leader, I wanted a knot that I could tie while in the water in high wind, and it get tied quick without tangling up and all of that. And that Albright is what I settle for, and I've been using it for years, and it's a pretty awesome knot, pretty awesome knot. And I use a loop knot. I've used loop knot for several years too, even back in my saltwater days. Just help keep your jig, horizontal. And for those of you that only use a tight knot that goes down tight on your hook eye, you really have to pay attention to make sure you pull that knot towards the point of your hook, because if not, your jig is sitting in the water like this, and it's just really not natural. And your catch rate will highly improve if you get that jig to sit in the water. Um, It'll be vertical like this, but if you get it towards just horizontal, you'll increase your catch rate and by a lot. Devon said tried braid on a spinning reel and it kept twisting on the rod tip. Haven't used it since. That's yeah. Well, sticking with my Mr. Crappie 4 pound test. You come down here, that you gonna throw that 4 pound test in the trash.
Mhm.
You get down here and fish some of the structure and catch some of these slabs, they gonna make you change your mind about 4 pound test. Joey says I used the 10 pound mad braid on my casting rods. He says he really likes it. That's pretty cool. Al Booster, what's going on, my man?
Oh, Booster, what's happening?
That's right. You will lose a jig every time you put it in
Yeah,
the structure. Yep,
yeah.
yep. That's without a doubt.
I see some guys using 40-pound braid.
Oh wow,
Yeah, yeah,
that's like kite string there.
yeah,
Yeah, but I know it'll help with that tip wrap.
yeah.
Back when braid first came out, spider wire was the thing back then, and man, it was horrible for that tip wrap. There was so many times I'd be in the water and have to just cut my line.
Man,
Yep.
especially with long rods now, you get 12,
Yeah. Yeah.
14
Yeah.
footers. It
Yeah.
wraps and you can't even see that far.
Hmm. Yeah, when I wade fish, I use a 7 or 9 footer, depending on if I was throwing plastics or
Right.
hard baits. I miss that's one thing that I miss a lot about saltwater fishing is wade fishing. Man, it's a lot of fun wade fishing. Even surf wading. I used to be a real big in surf wading, but I'd take my boat out, get on, anchor it off on one of those reefs out there and wade that. Man, you catch so much more fish getting that boat away from them fish.
Hmm.
Yep. And it's just like with crappie fishing. I hear a lot of people, oh yeah, I want to bring my rod. If they'll book a trip, they want to bring their own rod. Well, the shortest they could be is 10 foot. 10 foot. Now my rod's only 7 foot. No, you can't use a 7 footers to be fishing up under the boat. You'll spook a lot of the fish. So longer rods. Today we use a 12 foot. It was a bit much for Mr. Keys, but I showed him another technique that helped him a lot. But how you hold a rod, it means a lot, especially the long rods. You don't want to just use your wrist. You want to, put that, hold it towards that rod rest on your forearm, and it helps a lot. Mr. Fahim,
Fahim, what's happening?
Zero says SK. I first was using the 8 pound leader and was losing too many jigs on Lake Houston. I use a 12 pound leader,
Yeah.
and I will tell you this. I'm not affiliated with I forget the name of it. What's the mono that I use? P line. P line is what I'm gonna tell you. This is from years of fishing. I've tried a lot of them. Trilene, the big game. I've tried a bunch of different minor leader uh, line, and by far the P line I've had the most success with. Is really abrasion resistant. It holds gnats good. It does really well. I'm really happy with the P line. 12 pound P line is what I use. Mono. Todd says he's been using the Berkeley X9 braid.
Okay. Some of that braid manufacturers, it's $40 a spool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, some of that line's pretty
Yep.
expensive. Joey say got his new 12 and 14-foot Denali's. I'll tell you what, I use that 14-foot quite a bit. And again, you're gonna have to hold it up at the front of that grip, but it's a pretty good rod. I've swung some big fish in the boat. Just have to get them rigged up. There you go. What
Cool.
reels you use, Joey? What you use? What's the main reels you use,
I use
Steve?
right now. I'll use bait casters
Oh,
till I
really?
got to fish deep. Yeah, I got 5 bait casters. I got 5 rods set up on my deck and all bait casters.
Yeah. Is your handle on the right hand side or left hand side? But you use them
Right.
upside down,
Yeah, I
right?
use them upside down. I don't even reel because I'm not fishing. I can fish up to 20 foot and not even reel.
Yeah. You just pull
Yeah.
your line and
Yep.
swing them
Yep.
in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even reel. So, and I keep that same depth.
Yeah.
It's just more productive for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I work with Mr. Keys on that today too. He kept
Yep.
reaching for the handle. Leave the handle alone. Grab
Yep.
that line.
Yep.
Pull that line.
Yep.
Get that fish out of there.
Yep. As soon as that fish hits the deck, sometimes I'll leave them on the deck if there's a couple nice fish.
Yeah.
I have 4 fish on the deck and I'm still fishing.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Yep. You get right back down there
Yep.
to the
Yep.
school. That's what's up. So any of you guys that are in the market for a Denali rod, you may want to start checking their website because they've been running some pretty good sales over there on the long rods. That's what's up.
Yeah, I think the longest rod I have in the boat now is 14. I got a 10,
Yeah.
12, 12, 14, and 11, I think.
Okay. Okay. No tens.
110.
110.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
The 10 is by far my favorite rod, but
yeah.
if the fish are spooky, you just have to.
Right.
I keep a 10, 12, and a 14
Yeah.
in the boat.
And then all my casting rods are inside. I got about 6
Yeah.
of them in my
Yeah.
rod locker.
I keep a couple casting rods in
Yeah.
my boat. What's the length of your casting rod? 7 foot or 6?
6 and 7s.
Okay.
And I got a couple, I think I got 1/8 in there just to have.
Yeah. Yeah. I do the 6 and a 7 footer. Craig said he spent a couple hours with his veteran buddy or his veteran friends Monday. Had a great
Oh,
time.
cool, man. Sweet.
That's super cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I went out and got some good meals on Monday. I'm telling Steve not to sell it. Oh, I got plenty.
Talk about that 20-pound braid.
Oh, I probably got 500 spools.
Yeah. Devon say like the Abu Garcia reels. What you use, a spin cast or bait cast? Devon?
I like the Abu bait casters. I use the ones with the flipping switches.
Oh, okay. Okay. You say use a 10, 7, 6, and 5. Oh,
In
in your
Okay.
canoe. Yeah, the Shimano's are pretty good.
Yeah, Shimano's
I
pretty
don't.
good.
Yeah, if I catch them on sale, I get them, but I'm not gonna give them. Not just for a jigging rod. I
That's
usually
the reels.
go with a smaller 50, 500 series, but wanted a slightly heavier reel for the balancing to counterweight for the rod. Yep. Denali crappie tanks are 50% off right now.
Yeah, if I'm gonna do a spinning reel, I do the 500s. For
Yeah.
vertical, for casting, I'll use the thousands.
Okay.
Yeah, the spool's longer. It comes off the spool better.
Right, right. You get for the
Yeah,
cast. Greensboro, North Carolina's in the house. Thanks for joining us, Mike.
yeah. I got some. I got a Daiwa Ballistic. That thing was like $260 spinning reel.
Wow.
Oh
No,
yeah, that thing's nice.
no,
Oh yeah.
no, no, no.
I was
You
like,
got
I
it on
gotta
the
try
casting?
one. Yeah,
You
casting rod.
got casting rod?
Yeah,
Yeah, I understand that.
I can cast
What pound
probably
line you running?
on the 6 or 8 pound K9.
Okay.
I can
Mono
cast
or
80 feet. Yep, at least 80 feet on that thing.
yeah, you running mono or
Fluoro. I don't use
fluoro?
mono. I use everything fluoro.
Oh,
If I'm gonna
really?
use, yeah,
Huh.
high vis or clear, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
I've never bought fluoro.
Yeah, it's supposed to be invisible in the water.
Yeah. Miss Stephanie, how you doing tonight?
Miss
Thank you for
Stephanie.
joining us. Mr. Fahim says, I have seen fishermen hold their rods behind the reel. This looks very uncomfortable to me, without a doubt. It
Yeah,
just
I
ain't
hold it
right.
in front of the reel. I used
Yep.
to put my finger between, but now I go in front with the longer rods.
Yeah, the long rods, I hold it at the
Yeah.
front of the front grip. And now the rest of the rod. And that's why I don't like the rear seat rods, because I put, even though you still can do it, but it just don't, like Mr. Fahim said, it just ain't right.
Especially holding the rod for 8 hours. It's like,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yep. Yep. Gerald say, Steve, you throwing fish in the boat reminds me of being under the birds in salt water. A buddy on troll motor would throw his catch back to me to put in live
Oh,
well.
cool. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes them fish are just stacked. And I'm like, man, I'm just going to get at them.
Yeah. Mr. Key says he's never fished with braid.
Hmm.
You did today. You did today. And I mean, it's just it. Once I went to braid, man, it was even though back in the day, spider wire was so bad, but the added man, some of those trout would hit my baits and about eject the rod out of my hand.
Hmm.
And even with the crappie, if you use mono and you do go to or you use a rod with braid on it, and the fish are thumping pretty aggressive, you'll really notice the difference.
Oh,
It's a
yeah. You
big
can feel it.
difference. Yeah.
Sensitivity.
Yep.
You feel that hit right through the line and everything.
Yeah.
Even when the crappie breathe on it, you feel it.
That's right. It's
Yeah.
a big difference. Zero stretch.
Yep.
Zero stretch. I'll use it's a spinning reel. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah, mono feel like a rubber band to me right now.
Yeah.
Um,
That's why
I
I
do
got
use
away with it. When I use straight mono, and when I set the hook, you can feel it stretching. I didn't like that.
exactly. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah. I'll use that mono leader, but I won't have my full line mono. Joey says for his jigging poles, I use whatever spinning reel is on sale. I only get fancy on my casting reels. I like usually go with Luz or Okuma.
I used to use that tiny deadbolt at Academy, $20 spinning reel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a line holder. That's all it is.
Right. That's all you need on a jigging rod.
Yeah.
Mr. Thump Daddy
Thump
says
Daddy.
hitting the lake tomorrow.
Cool.
Well, good luck out there, brother, and be
Yep.
safe.
I'm gonna try to hit it early
That
tomorrow.
that moon is on full blast out there tonight, though. It's on full
Yep.
blast.
If I hit the lake before noon, it's an early day.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
try to get there at daylight tomorrow. I
cool.
want to see
Man,
how that morning bite is.
it's been feeling really good to be out there, man. And down here, it seemed like the first part of the day is several times better
Right.
than the evenings. But I'll tell you this: around 10:30 to 11:30, right off in
Mhm.
there, you start to see a lot less fish.
Mhm.
I mean, and the thing is, they're just diving in,
Mhm.
and sometimes I can look down there and see them, and other times, man, they're just it's like they go under the dirt, you know. My last trip to Lake Houston, I had a good bud of mine, Mr. Leroy, was out there, and man, I'm gonna tell you, I ran at Lake East Fork, Bayou, Mid Lake, Skiers Cove, down south. I mean, it was a tough bite. And but it's like I say, since that fresh water, it they I don't know. And I'll say this: I scanned from 2 foot of water out to 20 foot of water, uh, open water, ledges, stumps, laydowns, the little bit of standing timber that I know of in Lake Houston. I checked out bridges, all of it. Looked at all of it, and banks, shallow flats, you name it. Uh,
Mhm.
and it's like I've been saying for years that these fish seem to go under the dirt, and that day it for sure seemed like they did. Even the catfish and gar we wouldn't see. Even most of the bait, we there was only isolated areas that we
Mhm.
seen bait in, and there were no fish that was there either. Open water fish, nothing. I mean, just you don't if you're out and don't see catfish and gar, you know it's pretty bad. You know it's pretty bad. But I like days like that because it makes you open your mind up and look in areas that you hadn't looked at in a while. Devon says most rear seat rods are super light to
Yeah.
hold. I noticed. I heard people say that, but they
Fly
just feel
rods.
yeah they feel too unbalanced for me. JJ, what's going on, my man? Say what's up, y'all?
JJ.
Braid and fluoro. That's what I use when I fish timber. I use braid. When I fish open water, I use fluoro. Braid sensitivity is much better. I totally agree. I totally agree. I've just never used fluoro before. And the reason why, I mean, back when that stuff first came out, it was almost double the price of mono. I was like, yeah, I don't know. A lot of this stuff is a scam. But Devon say, I must admit, I could feel the crappie breathe on the jig
Oh yeah.
when he was using braid. That's what I like about it, man. Braid, I want to take the edge wherever I can get it, and braid definitely helps. Slick says, I'm looking for some Berkeley L5 LMR 500s.
Real
I know. Good luck. Yep.
check eBay. Sometimes they'll pop
Nah,
up in there.
I found a loot. I forget how many. I think 25, 20, 25 of those little reels, man. And I'm gonna tell you, I used those reels for years. And
Them
they,
Berkeley's.
yeah, I think it was LR 500s. I forget the exact model number, but man, those was some solid little reels. They held up to. I'm talking about you know. Everybody know how I set that hook, man. I snatch into these fish, and them little reels. The drag wasn't super smooth, but it worked great. There's Darian. Thanks for stopping in, brother.
Arian, what's happening?
Miss Stephanie says break gives a longer cast. Oh, Craig said they're getting rain up there tonight. Yeah, y'all can have the rain. I
Hmm.
know we probably need some more rain down here, but I don't need no more rain. It's been raining too much this year, especially the first part of the year. Lake
Yeah.
Houston flooded 8 times this year. First part of this year, 8 separate occasions. The water was out of the banks at Lake Houston this year, and it's made it really tough. And if in flooded conditions, I'll go out and fish and can catch fish, but I don't want to put clients through that because it's just different. Devon said I must. Oh, he's talking to that Stephanie. Admit I could feel the crappie breathe with the braid, but it did not agree with me. I can feel a little thump with the braid, but some don't like it. Definitely takes getting used to. There's Mr. Lacey.
Hey, Mr. Lacey.
Thanks for joining us, sir.
Yep.
Gerald says 63 watching and only 27 likes. Hit the
Yep.
thumbs up.
Yep. Hit that thumbs up.
Miss Stephanie say, do you all tie direct to braid or use a leader? No, I always have a leader on.
Yeah, I do both.
I always tie a leader on.
I don't. I can't remember. Oh, on the rod I've been using, it's straight fluoro. I think it's a 12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Super Dave study dropping the links over there. You guys want to get some of the best plastic or hand tied jigs. Also, we're talking fishing line just now. Steve has a
Yep.
good stock of that. Also, we're talking
Smelly jelly.
smelly jelly.
And I
And
got
also
thread, a lot of thread for hand ties.
beat down mounts,
Yep.
Humminbird,
Electronics, garden.
Lowrance,
Yep.
Gorman, troll motors, you name it.
Yep.
Steve will
Yep.
get you the best deal on it. And on top of that,
Raptors, Minn Kota products.
yep, give him a try. Don't overlook him. Devon says all this rain now. I'm going to have to cut the grass. Hey, my
Oh
grass needs to
man.
be cut again now.
Yeah, mine is good.
Here it is. You know, it's supposed to be having frost and everything else. Grass supposed to be brown right now.
Yep, yep, yep.
It's still growing. It's still growing. Yeah, Danny said we had enough rain. I had to mow,
Yeah, here's
mow
that
and weed eat.
mad 10 pound right here. That's the fluoro. Yep. High
And look,
vis. No, it's high vis braid.
that's what I was going to
Yeah.
say. Look
Yeah,
like
high
high
vis,
vis.
the yellow. Yeah. That's a lot of people say them fish, they don't, it doesn't bother them.
Yeah, yeah. I wish LBG was on here. I bet you he begged to differ on that on some lakes and some days. I
What,
will say
braid
this.
or high vis?
Yeah, no, just
Oh,
tying direct to your jig. Just tying direct to your jig.
oh, yeah, I've been doing that for years.
Yeah.
Unless I'm going to use
Yep.
straight fluoro.
Joey says somebody needs to tell the weather it's November. That's right.
No. Man, it was nice out yesterday. Oh, weather was
Yes.
nice. Yeah.
Mr. Keys is going to call you and talk to you about a bridge.
Okay.
He
Yep.
needs a bridge for his boat.
Yep. I just need the how wide across. They make about 3 different sizes.
Yeah, and what do you mean by that? Where that foot pedal tray is, you need to measure right there.
Yeah. Yep. How wide that tray.
Yeah. But if I'll tell you this, Miss Keys, if you're gonna mount that plate right there where it is, that stainless steel plate, if you mount that right there, you can get the smallest bridge that you probably won't even need a bridge. I'd mount that if you're gonna mount that plate, just mount your electronic mount right on top of that plate. It's strong enough to hold it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Devon say would love to see Steve tie a hand tie while on live like Kim used to do.
Oh.
Craig says got my Henry out Monday to target shoot with my grandson. I can't shoot like I used to. Get your eyes checked.
Yep. Yep.
Get your eyes checked.
Buy a bigger gun.
Bigger gun. Start shooting a shotgun. Put some buckshots in it. You'll hit it.
Rocket launcher.
Right. Thank you, Miss Stephanie. I appreciate it. Romy J, what's happening, my man? What colors do you
Chartreuse
have,
and
Steve?
green, I think. Yeah. I don't have no pink. I got pink in
No, you do have pink.
no, not in Mad. I didn't get no pink.
No, you're right. I
Yeah,
got that
was the
from
last
Mad.
color. Yeah, it was the last color
yeah.
he came out with.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I would stay away from the pink.
Craig say LBG probably uses a red line. You know, hey, I had a guy. There was a guy that posted on the page the other day. He had a nice mess of fish. Said
Red
that he
and
used
white. Yeah.
red and white,
Yep,
and then
yep.
added tip with a minnow.
Yeah.
But if you ask me, if you tip your jig with the minnow, just say you use the minnows. I doubt that color even mean anything to them when you got a minnow on there. In my opinion, I don't know. I ain't never used it. If I used minnows, it was a minnow. I never did minnow and a jig, so I can't tell you if it worked or not. You ever use minnow and jig?
Yeah, yeah, yep. Usually
Huh?
a natural color jig,
Cool.
and then then next time I might just drop the jig down. That way you don't have to change nothing.
Right. Right.
Or sometimes I'll hit it, misstrike it, drop it back down, just a jig, and you'll catch them.
Yeah.
Some people, you know, wipe that jig on the fish too.
That's what. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've been doing that for a
yeah. I don't
long
know if
time.
it helps, but
Oh, it
it's
does.
something. Yeah.
It's a crappie nibble. I mean, it's just scent. It's just scent. If you're not sure about how to hit the thumbs up button, back out of the live chat, or just
Yeah.
close the live chat down and you'll see it.
Yep.
Hit the
Or
thumbs
after
up.
the live, just hit the thumbs
Yeah,
up.
just yeah.
Yeah.
Man, it's important. Man. It's
Yeah.
not. Yeah, I'd really appreciate it if you do. But Fly Guys TV, what's going on, my
Fly
man?
Guys TV. You got a YouTube channel, Fly Guys?
Uh huh.
Oh, he
They
does.
used they
Okay.
used to they used to post a lot.
Okay.
I hadn't seen them in a while. Yep. They got a new boat, then stopped fishing. It seemed like.
Hmm. Tour thoughts on red hooks. Nah, I don't. I have them. I don't use them. I think I only have a few left.
I
Some
thought
people
I
ask
think I
for them though.
I think I bought you out of the sickles you had. You
Yeah, I
remember
think I
way
have
back?
some more. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, you found some more?
yeah, yeah. I have some
Yeah,
more. Someone
yeah.
asked me the other day.
They I don't think they make a difference, but they do make some jigs look prettier
Yeah,
to the humans.
yeah.
But I don't I can't say that I see a difference in the bite. I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like putting red chenille, I mean red thread around a hand tie up,
Right.
around the head. You know, I've never seen that made a difference. All right, Joey, brother. Hey, man,
Hey, take care,
appreciate you
Joey.
for putting your input tonight, and hopefully I'll get to see you on the lake sometime soon. Hopefully these Lake Houston fish will make up their mind to eat again and show themselves real soon. So we'll see. Stephanie says I've used red line to catch bass. If I'm bass fishing, talking about
Okay.
at Craig, yeah. What was it? Cajun something? Red Cajun? What was it called? Cajun line, or
Yeah, I
that
know
was
you.
that red line? Yeah, it was Mino. I think it was Cajun something. I forget the exact name of it. That's right. Devon says Bass Pro Micro Light Plus been boat flipping
Okay.
slabs for me.
Yep.
Cool.
Inexpensive reel.
Yeah. Hook 76. What's
Now
going
with
on,
the
my man?
internet, what's it, Alibaba and stuff, you get spinning reels for like $13.
Wow.
Yeah, 6, 7 ball bearings.
Yeah.
I
It's
just
not
like
like it
the
needs to be.
micro stuff. Yeah, I like the
Yeah,
small.
yeah,
I
yeah.
see
Me
some
too.
guys with a big old reel. I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
Just adds the
Soup.
weight to the rod.
Mm-hmm. Soup Dave said he don't like the red hooks. Seem to have more of those break. I prefer the black hooks.
Yeah, because they temper them when they paint
Yep.
them. Some chemical
Uh huh.
process. Yeah.
Stephanie says Cajun red.
Okay.
Or is her mono? Okay.
Line, not mine.
Oh, Cajun red line in mono. Yep. JR says SK red line is Zepco Cajun.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I know it was Cajun something, but I just didn't know the full. Hook 76 used to get mama's sewing thread and bend a straight pin to catch slab minnows. There you go.
Huh. Yep.
Yep.
That's a JR. Yep.
Yes. 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 Well, guys, I'll tell you this. I talked about raw control a while ago. And if you guys are working to get better and you're using LiveScope, The guys of you that don't have live scope, man, I'm tell you, it's just the old stuff. Uh, uh, I would advise at least side imaging. And I'll tell you this: you don't need any electronics if it's legal on your lake. Landmark some stuff, drop you some structure out there. Well, you be able to get back to it, get that mark out there, and work on it. You build it, they will come. And I will tell you this: if you're putting structure out, ledges is the ticket. Sometimes they do hold on flats, putting stuff out on flats, but usually the ledges is more consistent. But the guys of you that do have live scope, man, I'm gonna tell you the myth that is cheating. I'm gonna tell you something. It takes a special skill to be able to get that boat in position to where and if you guys fish down here, Lake Houston, Lake Conroe, any Lake Somerville, any of these lakes that's down here, it's well, Conroe, you can sort of pitch a jig past some of the fish. The water's clear there, so they got better visibility. You can pitch to those fish, let it swing by them. Sometimes they'll come and get it. But if the water's stained, it's just like today, Mr. Keys. Some of those fish, we were having to have that jig right there. And some of them, I was like, all right, go down there and hit that fish. See if we can wake him up. It seemed like they're sleeping during the daytime.
Hmm.
Something's going on with them. I mean, we're really having to work these fish to make them realize that jig is right there. But on top of that, uh, if you're new to live scope, you're working to get better. Work on boat control. Work on your boat control. And don't I'm gonna tell you, your first several trips, you do not need to worry about catching fish. You need to be able to work on getting a piece of structure to your target range. Target range is key. And after that, I just get in some open water in a calm area, turn that troll motor different directions, and learn how to drop that
Yeah.
jig to where you see it from the falling from the top of your screen in
Yep.
that cone. This is very very
Oh
critical
yeah.
stuff that I'm telling you. And I know if you, I'm probably gonna say this backwards, but y'all probably see this is my left hand, but this is probably right to you. I don't know, whichever way. But it's not side to side on that screen. The numbers up top on that screen represent distance away. So you got to get really good. Well, let me see if I. So if you see a jig over here and the fish over here, it's not right. Am I saying that right, Steve? Even though I'm doing it backwards with my hand,
Oh, say it
does
again.
it look? Is this left to you?
Yep.
That's left.
Yeah.
Okay. So if your jig is over here and the fish is over here, you do not move your rod right. You can either move your boat forward and you'll see that jig come closer to that fish, or you can push your rod forward and you'll see that your jig come forward. It's a forward and backwards away from your troll motor. It can be that you move it to the right, but your troll motor got to your troll motor got to be pointing to the right, and then you can move your rod right. I'll move your rod right. I'm doing this backwards. Y'all gotta excuse me. You can move your rod right, and it'll get closer to the fish.
Right.
I mean, this is very important stuff that will, to make live scope work. It's
Yeah.
not just buy it, stick it on your boat, and go out there and the fish jump in your boat.
Yeah.
You know, the same technique and rules there were for not having live scope, it's about doubled to make live scope work.
Yeah. And the installation, like we talked earlier,
And the
that's
installation,
number
yes,
one.
sir,
Yeah. Make sure it's
without
installed
a doubt,
right.
without a doubt.
If you're saying you can't see your jig, it might be more than just not seeing your jig.
Exactly. Yep. And I'll tell you, I've seen guys post videos on YouTube really happy they got live scope, and I'm looking, I'm like, that don't look right.
Yeah.
And he had his transducer facing the wrong way. It makes a big difference. This stuff is, you got to be pretty anal about, live scoping. It's not go out there and do whatever you want and everything works out. Hook 76 says telling his age. That's, hey, it worked. I've heard a lot of people talk about that. Using needles and bending them the shape of a
Right.
hook and catching fish.
Yeah.
Fly guys say we've been doing great. Thanks for asking. Just been busy working. We have a lot of videos stacked up. Just need to learn how to edit them or pay someone to do it for us.
Hmm.
Hey man, that editing takes a lot of
Yep.
time. It's just like Mr. Keys was telling me today. Say, hey, man, you need to start back making those videos, man. There's a lot of people that benefited from those videos. But man, it takes a lot of. It's
Oh
not
yeah.
the recording part. The recording part is just fishing. Even though you do have to talk more to explain what you're doing and all that. But the editing part is what takes a lot of time.
Yep.
Craig says taking some steers in Sunday evening for Monday morning slaughter. Tired of feeding them. They're eating a lot right now. Yeah, you're probably having to feed them all that they're eating. I'm not sure if your grass is growing up there now. Do you market some of those steers? Do you market any, Craig? Or I guess I'm saying that right. Do you sell any of
Yeah.
them?
Yeah. He sells meat. Yeah.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
Okay. You think those steers can train these Lake Houston crappie teeth?
They say if they're laying down, the bite's no good, but I don't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. That's right, Mr. Keys. Conroe is a beautiful lake, and this is not and it's not easy. Yep. SK, we still have the boat. She up and running, just trying to get the spot lock installed and probably upgrade the fish finder. That's what's up.
Cool.
Super Dave says, think left of screen is transducer and right is distance away from transducer. That's right.
Yeah. And it
And
tells
it's
you the
the
marking
distance.
tells you.
Yeah, it got right at the top. Those
Yeah.
numbers across the top.
Yeah.
But it still takes uh training your mind to
Right.
understand it.
And learn the right way the first time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like with Mr. Keys today, you know, and I will say that he did get a lot better on this trip because that's what we mainly focused on was the operation part. But there were times that he was still, you know, jig right here, fish right there. He'll still want to move that rod right.
Right.
And another thing too is if you see your jig, you have to be really cautious when you're lowering it down because man, I've had a lot of clients they'll let that jig down and the rod moving the rod sideways at the
Mhm.
same time. And it's critical when those fish are finicky. I've seen several videos where a lot of these guys get that jig, a foot from the fish, they react to it, come and bite it. But at the same time, I don't see that very often, especially not on Lake Houston. If you fish Lake Houston, you're gonna be getting that jig, an inch from that fish, a lot of times before you get a reaction. And but it's highly critical. Your rod control is very important, very important. I think Mr. Keys got a good dose of some good pointers today, but it's like I told him, it's time on the water
Right.
that's going to really that is going what it's really going to take
Yep.
before it's up here. It's a mental game. Always in direction transducer is pointing. That's right.
Yep.
Devon said, "Yeah, it took my friend months to figure it out." Yep. It's not a lot of people are always cheating this and cheating that. I'll tell you this: it's not just buy it, put it on your boat, and fish jump in your boat. Very good way to remember it, Super Dave.
Yep.
You say, tell them to ask him if it's easy. Craig says too confusing for him already. He said, I will stay old school. I get the one to my facts.
Mhm.
Jeff says, how much do you guys think the barometric pressure of barometer affects the bite?
Yeah, I think it
Seems like
does.
the theory behind it makes sense. I will say this, and I've said this for several years. I used to look at that a lot, but there were times when I'd go out there and it then dropped or raised up a lot, and people say, "Oh, this is gonna be a bad," and the bite was awesome. I think it depends on the fish. It just depends on the fish. There are no, and I'll say this again. Anybody that's followed me for a long time, there are no definites in crappie fishing. I know I say a lot about that red jig. It don't never work, but I'm gonna tell you now, there's gonna be a time that red works. But a lot of this stuff that's written and talked about, there are no definites when it comes to the crop, making a crappie bite and all of that. There are no definites. So my theory has always been, if I got time, I'm gone, and the conditions are right, I'm gone. Craig says those are going to the locker for all sold but 1/4, and he say he's keeping it.
Oh, cool.
That's good business right there.
Yep, yep.
There's Mr. Murdoch. I was wondering where you were. He said he's
Murdoch,
been
what's
been
happening?
working on a project, lost track of time.
Man.
Well, I hopefully you made the progress you wanted to make on it. Hook 76 says, Doc, them vitals was good. Tender. Oh, I made some summer sausage for the first time. And I've had several people try it, and I will tell you this. This stuff is addictive. Uh I've been talking, I don't know, 10 maybe 10 or 12 years. I say I'm gonna make some summer sausage. I finally did. And it turned out really, really good. There's some good stuff. I'll be making more of that really soon. It's some really good stuff. I did a batch in with the cheddar cheese, and both of them. I did the regular without the cheese. I didn't do the jalapenos, but I did with the cracked pepper and cheddar cheese, and the other one is just cracked pepper, but it's still really good too. Super Dave. Devon say crappie do what they want when they want, and where is nothing you can do about it. That's right. Our job is to go out there and search them out, and once you find them, if they don't bite what you're dropping, change it until they do,
Yep.
and not just bait, action too. Craig say LBG brainwashed me on that bread. Yeah, I've been saying for several years that red bread was the color that worked the least for me. But red head works great. I've had great success with red heads, but not a red body. Murdoch says new handle is baby killer. Oh, baby killer 76. Oh, they're talking to Hook 76.
Oh.
Says your new handle is baby killer. Gerald says I have found that fish tend to be more active if the barrel is changing up or down.
Barometer.
Yep.
Yeah, 30.10. That's what they usually say. If it's above that, then the bite,
Yeah.
and below that.
Murdoch says prefabricating a greenhouse. See, he was determined to get wall built before I quit. There you go.
Cool.
There you go. Yeah, I used to look at that a lot back in years ago, but I didn't find any solid evidence that that it really held true on any of it. So, oh, here he is. Say tell them to ask me about the sausage. She says good sausage and ginger snaps go well together. That's right.
Oh, okay.
You remember the ginger snap cookies?
Yeah.
He found some.
Hmm.
I hadn't seen ginger snaps in years, man. But he brought me a box today.
Oh,
He gave me
cool.
a he gave me a. I seen him at the ramp Thursday, I think, and he gave me a portion of a bag.
Hmm.
I was like, yeah, I know when I get home, I'm gonna put some of that summer sausage on. And man, I'm gonna tell you, I remember way back in the day, we'd have summer sausage and ginger snaps, and there's some good eating.
Hmm.
That's some good eating. Murdoch say he gonna have him uh gonna get him some plants made up. Get him some vitals.
Hmm.
Super Dave said I made a cattle pan greenhouse years ago.
Oh, okay.
Cattle panel.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why I was like, cattle pan. What is that? He says cattle panel. Okay. I'm with you now, Super Dave. Yep. Yes, sir. Well, guys, I try to get people to throw up questions. I know I run my mouth a lot. I was talking to Big Les and Slick before the live. Like, all right, man, what we talking about? Man, I don't know. I don't know. Wherever it goes, we talk
They've
about
been
crappie
fishing.
fishing.
I think Squiddo's been
Now,
fishing.
yeah, Squiddles tip out an hour or so every now
Yeah.
and again, but Slick might as well sell his boat. Big Les need to be right behind him. I, hey, I'll hear about this tomorrow. They both get mad at me when I say that, but it's just gonna encourage me to get out and go fishing.
Yeah.
But and it's like I always say though, there are more important things than fishing. So
Yep. Yep. Yeah. I'm gonna hit it tomorrow.
cool. Yeah, Merrick says I don't know about the barometric pressure. It probably affects them a little. My best days seem to come when it's nasty out. I will tell you this. That's when I caught my 3 pounder. I mean, it was wind blowing. It had been raining, but we still had a tournament going on down here. And I had not only did I have that three fish over 3.04, I had two and a half to go with it. So I agree. Even saltwater fishing, the nastier the day is, it seemed like the better fish bite.
Yeah.
Yep, cold and wet. Yep. Well, it wasn't cold that day, but it was definitely windy, and that doggle. It's a flats boat, but that I'm gonna tell you that boat's taking me through some really, really, really rough waters, and I remember coming back across that lake, and I was like, man, why did I stay over here this long? I didn't think I was gonna make it to the weigh
Hmm.
in time, but
Man, it's 57 degrees here right now. Oof.
send some of it down here.
I know. I might get a late start tomorrow. 47. Nah, by the time I get there, I get about an hour and a half ride
Yeah,
tomorrow.
cool. Yeah, Jr. Squiddo, he will not post a report on the page, man. I don't know what's up with that. He don't share none of his information. Even if you catch one fish, I don't care if you don't catch no fish. People still can learn just by seeing what you use.
Yeah.
The depths. It mean I know I enjoy reading, especially local reports. I really enjoy reading all the reports, but especially reports on the home lake. Hook 76 says pouring where he's at.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean it's a good lake.
Yep.
It's a good lake. It's just so far away, man.
Yeah. Middle of nowhere.
Yep, out in the middle of nowhere.
One side of the lake full of timber.
Yep. Squiddles, oh, you're in Tyler. Are you gonna be doing some hunting?
Oh, he's in Tyler. Okay.
Yeah.
Lake Tyler. What
Says 59 degrees up
if he
there.
brought his boat?
Nah, I doubt it. I doubt it. All that money he got, he need to buy a boat. Just leave it up there. That way he ain't
Yeah,
got
he
to
sent me
drag
a
his
link
boat
on
up
a
there.
boat today, a bass boat.
What brand?
Yeah, Skeeter. I guess he's
Oh
looking
yeah,
at.
I don't want a skeeter.
Yeah.
You like skeeters?
Uh, I think I fished out of it one time. They say you get wet in them. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I seen a guy on YouTube fished out a skeeter. He took a wave over the bow, man. It just
They were
drenched the front
one
of
of the
it.
cheaper boats out there, price wise.
Yeah. And I know my nitro and all of that, but man, it fished like a high dollar boat. It's a really comfortable fishing boat. Yep. JR says SK is going to be 50 in Huffman in the morning. As in 50, not 51, 52, or in the 50s.
Huffman,
Okay.
where the lake is.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, oh,
Sorry
I'm
to hear that,
back in the hospital. Yeah,
Squiddo.
send some
Hopefully,
prayers, man.
yeah, no doubt, man. I'm glad to hear that you're up there by our side, man. You just don't know. I know that support helps a lot. just being there to show you love and
Yeah.
support. If you need anything, you need me to handle anything, man, I'm a call away. So be sure to holler at me if you need something. Yep, no doubt. Okay, I accept it. I'll take it. Be out there with short pants on and a t-shirt. I'm lying. That sun will beat me up. I can't take that sun. I can't take the sun. So even if I'm getting out on the water, I'm always almost always, unless it's supposed to be overcast, I'm gonna always have long pants on and a long shirt. Almost always, without a doubt, Squiddo. We're here for you, brother. We're here for you. Craig said he burned his thumb welding new bull gates today, and
Oh
it
man.
still hurts. I'll tell you, the worst burn to have is getting your eyes burned. You get your eye burnt.
Mm,
You don't feel it that day, but when you wake up that next morning, it felt like you got sandpaper on your eyes.
man.
Thanks, Miss Stephanie. Yep, that's right, Slick.
Yeah.
Thanks, Hook. No doubt. Well, guys, it's like I always say, I'm about out of
Yeah.
what I've been seeing down here. Hopefully, some of the information that I've talked about, especially for some of you new guys that are new to LiveScope. Hopefully, what I explained it well enough that'll hopefully it'll help you better.
Yep.
Uh, get out there and have fun with your unit. Uh, and you local guys down here, I'm telling you, we got it bad down here. Um, and Steve can attest for that. I always talk about how close we got to get these jigs to these fish sometimes, what make it really bad is some days you got to hold it there. Some day, and those days was what really get really tough because the wind. There's always going to be something to move that boat. Always. Skeeter boat seat set too low for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I only
Yeah, I
been
seen.
one time, but they're popular. I see them all over.
Yeah.
They
Oh
were
wow.
cheap, but now I think they're running all boats. Are,
Yeah, all
yeah,
boats,
I
all
see
even
a
the
nitro, not $80,000 the other day.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Murdoch said highs up there tomorrow going to be in the 40s. Wow. Tomorrow night.
I don't even think they make nitros anymore. I think they stopped. Ranger took over at Bass Pro.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I'd have to look it up, but I haven't
Huh.
seen them over there lately, unless
I
they're
think
all
Bass
sold
Pro.
out.
I didn't look at none of the new
Yeah.
boats, but I swear I've seen some new
'Cause they only had
nitros.
like two bass boats now because they sell them pretty quick.
Yeah.
They only keep so
Like I
many,
said,
and then they're hard to get.
man, Murdoch says the supposed to be a high tomorrow night 40s. It's
Oh man.
flooding and hot here now. We need the rain though. Yep.
Yep.
Yes, sir. All right, Hook 76.
Yeah.
Craig says, "Do you have a gray
Yeah.
hat
The one I'm wearing.
match the shirt I
Yep.
got from you?"
Just
Yep.
send me a message,
Yep.
Craig.
Just
I
like
got a big box
this
right
one.
here. Yep.
Yep. I got one right there.
Yep.
Limits tackle.
Bass Pro here still has nitro. Okay.
Yeah, I could swear I've seen a couple of them in
Yeah.
the parking lot
Yeah. I
down
didn't
there.
see him over there.
Crappie Day Darren says White River, aka Nitro, owns Ranger.
Yeah, I heard there was a deal like that. White River. I know they're the parent company. Yeah, they own
Huh.
them. Yep.
That's what's well, they get enough money to have money to do that.
Yep.
These boats are so
Oh
expensive
yeah.
now. Yeah. Um, anybody in our area know of a reputable person that can do boat carpet? Let me know, please. You can either give me a call or if you can throw it up right now, if you can recommend somebody that does a good job of installing boat carpet, Rangers sold through Cabela's.
Yeah, Bass Pro sells Rangers. I seen one the other day.
Yeah.
I'll just
It's,
browse them and see what kind of cool stuff they're putting them on. Heated seats. It's pretty cool.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
2,500 for a boat. That's good, Fly
yeah, that's
Guys.
good. Yep.
There's Wayne. Craig says I will get one closer to Christmas time.
Oh,
Cool.
cool, man.
Bash Pro owns all of it now. Yeah. Well, guys, I'm out. I'm done. I'm beat up. I appreciate you guys joining us. Rami says, where can you get crappie brakes that are automatic push button?
You got to make it. They got a
Yeah,
couple. Look on YouTube. There's a couple guys that have the automated. Then double seat. He has one. I think it's like $5,000.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was doing
There's like
some
four. There's like four different companies that's doing them.
yeah, I was doing some heavy research uh because I was gonna fabricate my own, but I sort of got lost. I mean, it's a lot of time and research and effort to go in that stuff to make it all work. But I mean, if I get time, it's not that complicated to make it work. But I'll let you guys know if it, I'll post it up anyway. Super Dave, appreciate you, brother, as always, man.
Yep. Be
There's
safe.
Mr. Major Brown Tracker. White River Marine still making nitros, just low quantity in some stores and regions. Miss Stephanie says, good show. I can't wear hats. All right, guys.
All right.
Appreciate it. All of you guys. Please hit the thumbs up when you exit out. Steve, appreciate you
Yep. No problem, man.
coming on.
Yep.
Slick, Big Les, and of course, Super Dave. You guys are the
Yep.
best. I really do appreciate you guys working with us and keeping the chat and your participation, man. I
Yep.
really do appreciate it.
I'm gonna try to go live maybe tomorrow on the lake tomorrow. Hopefully.
Okay. Well, what time? Oh, you say you're going early.
Yeah.
So,
It'll probably be around noon. I'll go live.
okay.
Yeah.
Major Brown says, not your old school Ranger quality, in my opinion. I love my 92 Nitro 180 FS. That's what's up. All right, Mr. Keys, we'll talk to you guys
All
later.
right.
As like I said a while ago.
Yep.
Peace out.
Take care.
We'll be back next week, same time, same flavor.
Yep. Take care.
Peace.